I have money right when I embrace being financially different than those around me. How many of you would come home from school and you would tell your Mom, the kids are making fun of me? And they'd say, well, why? Well, because I'm this, or because I'm that, or because... And how many know that a good mom would say, honey, it's okay to be different? Like, that's a loving mom right there, right? A loving mom doesn't say, oh, well, you should change and try to be more like them, right? That's not what a loving mom says, honey, it's okay to be different. Let me tell you what Jesus would like to say to all of you about your finances. It's okay to be different. You got to learn how to embrace this. Jesus says in the parable, it says this, his citizens hated him. Now, there's two groups of people in the parable. There's the servants of the nobleman, that's you and I, the servants of Jesus, the servants of God, and then there's the citizens of the world. And here's what Jesus is implying in this text. He's saying most of the world is gonna hate God being in charge. Most people hate the idea of God owning everything. Most people hate the idea of giving the church any money. This is like normal life. This is normal Americanism 101. You don't just give your money to anybody. You don't give your money to the church. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. That's most people. Most people think a $100 bill at Best Buy is small and a $100 bill in the offering plate is enormous. Most people live like this. Here's what Jesus is saying. You're my people. You don't need to be like most people. It's okay to be financially different than those around you. And you gotta wear this like a badge of honor as a Christian. Why? Because my financial life does not define my value. I don't have to chase the Joneses. I don't have to keep up with my neighbors. I don't have to have the status symbol that everybody else is going after, because my status was sealed 2,000 years ago on a cross on a mountain called Golgotha when the blood of God's Son was shed from my sin. My status is sealed. I don't need to chase the lifestyle. This is what Jesus is saying. You're going to be surrounded by people who are going to fall for this idea that everything that they own defines them. And listen, the system of America is designed to work a certain way so that you're always beholden to some payment. We buy into this from very young ages. You guys got to realize this. Some of you got to realize this right now. You're underwater in the credit card system, in the debt system of America. Friends, listen to me very carefully. America lives on this system. And we need to wake up. If you're going to be a child of God, wake up, get out. And what I'm saying is bob up to the surface and get some air and realize that you're underwater. You're in the system so much you don't even realize it. And here's how it is. It starts with a credit card. It starts with a buy now, pay later. It starts with all these plans on how to have a great life right now. And you're paying for it for the rest of your life. And the system is designed to suck you into that and lock you in for life. And God doesn't want that for you. God doesn't want that for you. In other words, he's saying, be prepared to live differently. How do I do that? I don't need to have the lifestyle everybody else thinks is so wonderful. Here's the lifestyle God wants his people to live. Give, save, live, in that order. Give, save, live. We'll talk about this more down the road in this series. Give, save, live. When I get paid, the first thing I do is I give. Here's what I do. I give 10% to God. Then the second thing I do with my money is I save it. I save 10% for me and my spouse and my wife and my family for later. And then I have learned and I have taught myself to live off of 80%. Do you know what that's called? That's called peace of mind right there. I'm trusting God, then I'm paying myself for peace of mind on how to live away, detached from this system of suck you in financially. God wants it to go well with you, but you've got to be intentional about this. You can't just mail it in. And listen, that's why this series is so important. This series is not just trust God with money. No, it's about, listen, do it the way God wants you to do it, and watch God start to go to work with you on building a lifestyle over a long period of time that you can be generous, you can have plenty, and your life will be a blessing to everybody around you. That's what God wants.